The Nerd Academy podcast is released weekly at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, available on our website at www.thenerdacademypodcast.com and wherever you listen to podcasts. You can find the Nerd Academy podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can also help support the show by going to patreon.com/The Nerd Academy podcast, where every donation allows us to bring you more exciting content every week.
Good morning, class, and welcome back to the number one Contender podcast, the show where your favorite nerds talk all things movie, trivia, schmodown. I am your host and corruption sycophant, Jarod Bachman-Stubbs, and joining me, as always, is your local quirky merc and dungeon head, Travis Grossman. There he goes.
One day I'm going to crack this and it's going to spray everywhere over my computer, and then I'm going to cut out of the show immediately.
I hope that doesn't happen. I'd like to avoid that.
Me too. But one day.
I sincerely, I hope you're wrong. We had a great episode of Friday Night Titans to talk about. I really enjoyed this episode. It just continues to be nothing but some great stuff coming out of Titans. And we'll do a little bit of free-for-all speculation whilst we're at it at the end here. But first, before we jump into all of that, we have a quick word from our lovely sponsors at sundaysbloodymary.com. You guys already know the drill. sundaysbloodymary.com/shop has the best Bloody Mary accoutrement on the planet. They just sent out those limited edition horseradish mixes. So if any of you guys got any of those, I hope you enjoy it. My personal favorite is the spicy Caesar mix. They also have a mild and a vegan mix as well. They have the pickled garnishes of okra, dilly beans, and asparagus. I love some pickled asparagus in my Bloody Marys. And they also have a brand new dad hat with their logo on it that I'm going to be getting here soon. So go to sundaysbloodymary.com, use code TNAP at checkout. Y'all don't need to see the website, and get 10% off your order and help out your favorite nerds while you do it. Travis.
That is me.
Do you want to talk plot line, or do you want to talk our first match first?
I feel like there wasn't a lot of plotline in this episode, though.
Except for the fact that corruption has agreed to the terms of Shazam's demands.
They sure have.
So
how do you feel about your favorite team splitting up?
Fuck you. Dude, they're setting this up to be match of the year. They're setting this up to be match of the year. Corruption is 4-0 against Shazam. 3-4 against Shazam. I think I'm right.
I think it's
it is 3. 3? Okay. Well, it's not going to be 4 then.
Sure.
But they have this losing record against Shazam. It's all on the line. Corruption as a team will be no more if they lose. And then from the ashes, like Mike said, they've played you at your best and they've played me at my best, but they've never played us at our best together. It's very Batman in the Snyder cut. He's never faced us all, not united. They're going to come through, and not only is corruption going to live to see another day, they're going to walk away with those big, bright, shiny belts is what's going to happen.
I just had a very terrible joke idea that I'm not going to say on the show, but I'll tell you afterwards.
No? Oh, I can't wait to hear it.
It involves the Snyder Cut.
Oh, God. That's even more terrifying now. One moment. But, yeah. Don't do that.
I do that.
You're scaring me. You're rushing me. Thoughts on our first match? What do you think about our brand new team, the System?
I definitely was caught off guard by seeing somebody I didn't know as a surprise entrance.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, do we know this person? Is this pre
Yeah.
me time?
And then he went on to get a perfect round one, and I was like, well, I guess we know him now.
I think you're right. No, what really excites me about the system is A, new blood. B, new blood plus vet is always a really cool pairing that I like. And 3 or C, whichever one I've gone with, letters or numbers. Um, they're great. He is great. I was super impressed. And this is a fun team. I like I like the vibe that the dungeon has so far this season. You know,
He's like this
they
old
may be a
boxing
rival
manager,
faction.
and
What was that?
so Kaiser's just this old boxing manager, and
Yep. He's like he's like Mickey from Rocky, but like a trash demon.
yeah,
Like a gremlin you'd find at the bottom of a dumpster of the worst pizza place in town. Uh but it's like eat thunder, crap lightning. Um but yeah, no, I'm super impressed with them. I also like the exclusives. I also really like Barbarian and Gold Leader as a unit. I like what they I like their synergy as teammates with the system. I like the pairing of Barbarian and Gold Leader as characters.
yeah. I
I
think
really
it was a choice to put Gold Leader in teams. Usually, we see people make the jump from Star Wars to Inner Geekdom, and then if they're in Inner Geekdom, they go from Inner Geekdom to teams. Usually, um,
yeah.
watching someone make that big leap and not immediately crash and burn was nice to see.
Yes. Yeah, I mean also I mean it didn't hurt, he spun
Yeah,
the wars. Or no, he got spinner's choice and then spun the wars, which I'm sure left the system feeling you fucking wheel, you god. We never get to play that clip enough, even though I play it every time spinners or opponents
we
gets hit.
they haven't spun a wild slice since opening night.
Really?
Only the wild berries have hit one until last Friday. Only the wild berries have hit one.
Huh?
Yeah.
I feel like somebody spun away from one.
Yeah, a couple people have spun away from them, but no one has
Okay.
landed and kept one.
Okay, I thought you were saying no one's landed on one period since Wild Bears. I misunderstood what you were saying. Um, yeah, no, the risk paid off in round 2. Um, I thought again going back to I really like Gold Leader and Barbarian as characters together. I really enjoyed the. Will you repeat the question? Yes, that'll cost you a JTE. No. That was just really funny. It got a belly laugh out of me when I watched the match. Um, yeah, I mean, again, I think they have potential as a team.
Mm-hmm.
I think Gold Leader with a little bit more training in general movie trivia, I think he could be a force to be reckoned with. I don't necessarily think he's the second coming of Dan Merle or anything, but there's potential there. I think there's real potential there. And I look forward to seeing both of these teams play more people. In fact, what I really want to see is the top dogs versus the exclusives. I really want to see that happen. I thoroughly enjoyed their vibe. I like the whole best friend uh with I can never remember how to say that guy's name. It was last week. I couldn't figure out how to say it, and I can't remember now. I'm just gonna pull it up real quick here. But yeah, I just really like the. I think that would be a really fun interplay. Adam Gertler is the gentleman's name. In the mask, but yeah. Uh, Are we ready to move on? That's like I said. Like these Friday Night Titans are really
They're
brisk.
quick. Oh,
They're quick.
I knew another singles 5-pointer, and it wasn't Shazam. I mean, I knew Shazam, but it wasn't Shazam. I knew Ghostbusters too.
Atta boy, look at you go.
I've never seen Ghostbusters 2.
That's even more impressive.
They went,
That's even more
okay,
impressive.
what 1980s sequel had these supporting actors? And I'm like, that's the 80s. It's probably Ghostbusters 2. Nothing else got sequels in the 80s, and it's not Star Wars. And I was like half asleep because I got home and I'm like, okay, gotta watch Titans. And I don't remember what I did first. But then it ended up being like 1:30 to 2 o'clock ish in the morning and went, shit, I forgot. So I put it on and I'm like half asleep, ready, like I'm about to go and I'm watching it and I went, what sequel? Oh, it's probably Ghostbusters 2. There were no sequels in the 80s. Lay back down. Ghostbusters 2. That is correct. What?
That's funny as shit. That's really funny. Yeah, no, I was enjoying round three. Round three was really suspenseful. Also, I was very curious. One of the things that excited me about round two, obvious, and I don't want to harp on the fact that there were Star Wars questions. But I was very intrigued to see what Star Wars looks like in singles.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was very curious. Was it all just going to basically be movie release dates? Was it all just going to be who played what?
That's two jokes that I can't tell on the show that I'm gonna wait till afterwards to tell you.
Oh Jesus Christ, Travis. I'm just gonna let the recording ride and then cancel Travis. No, I'm kidding. But I didn't know what to expect. I was like who directed Empire Strikes Back. I was like, okay, that checks out. What species is Watto? I was very happy to see that in there.
Well, they've said it's the inner geekdom slice. So it's whatever they'd ask in inner geekdom.
So it's still shit that like there's no good excuse for people like us to know the answer to.
Right. Yeah.
Dope. Mind tricks don't work on me, only money. Yikes. Our main event, Adam Gertler, Eric the Seaman Zipper, the Top Dogs versus the Appointment, Mr. Big Time Irwin, and Slick Nick Harley. Two teams' debuts. I like the Adam Gertler luchador thing. Business luchador. And I like the pairing of Ethan as a heel, being very laid back, very withdrawn, and letting Nick be the loudmouth.
Yeah.
Because even though I think it's supposed to be framed as Nick being more of the sidekick, I still feel like Nick is just as in charge of the situation as Irwin.
Yeah, he has enough of a personality and a presence that it's not just him. Like, I'm trying to think, because there are other examples of this in the Schmodown where it definitely feels like it's one person doing all the barking and one person doing all the biting. But Nick is A, good enough at the game and just like good enough as a character that it doesn't feel that way. Like he's doing all the barking, but it doesn't feel like he's just barking.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think you're right on that. I think you put that really succinctly. And there was a minute there where I thought, I mean, for a moment that when Top Dogs drew first blood and Zipper was the only one to get that one question right, I was like, oh, okay, this might, and it was very evenly matched throughout. I don't want to make it sound like one team got dog walked. But the top dogs ended up, no pun intended on that one, but the top dogs ended up in that zone, the dreaded 5-point difference where
Mm-hmm.
you need to use your 2 and your 3 to stay alive. And the only thing you can deploy is your 5. You
No,
know,
I thought they were down 6.
Let's find out.
I only argue this because I might have fallen asleep before round 3 and had to watch it right before I got on.
It happens, buddy. It's okay. I've done the same thing before.
2x speed is a hell of a drug.
Let's go here. All right, I'm at the beginning of 3. All right, round 3, 2-pointer. I'm just now realizing how much I hate the fact that there is not a visible scoreboard the entire time.
I mean, they have the things on the columns, like at the podiums.
I know, but I'm waiting for the wide shot. Okay, so it looks like they went in with a 7-point difference. So
Okay.
yeah.
7 and 6 are the same number in Schmodown terms. So
Basically, yeah. So it was they were in dire straits by round 3. But again, you know, it's a rookie team versus 2 champions in their own right. You know, you have FCL in Harley. You have obviously Ethan Irwin has won big in singles before. So can't hold it against them. I think there's nothing but room for growth here. And I really enjoyed this entry. Travis, I want to ask you. There's a lot of players, big name players, that we have not seen emerge from the shadows yet. Do you think we're going to be seeing some of those heavy hitters we've not seen yet at Free for All?
absolutely, because like you need scheduling is key for in-person Schmodown right now, especially with we are still in the middle of a pandemic. It is hard to fly people out. It costs money to fly people out. So if you're going to get people out, you got to make it worth it. I think that we see probably Dan's going to be there for sure. I would assume Paulo Yama in some capacity.
Those were the big 2. I was thinking Paulo Yama and Dan Merrill.
Paul has to use his title shot soon, I believe. I saw something in the Facebook that it expires with Free for All, which I didn't think was the case.
I don't know, but that would make sense. Eventually, it would
If like
probably
the
there's
Free
a
for All
timeline on
title
it.
shot, if like the Free for All title shot rolls from person to person every year, which is weird.
I wouldn't be surprised if they probably have him announce what he's going to do with it at Free for All.
Yeah.
And then whoever has the next title shot gets to do their thing. But yeah, we still haven't seen Adam Collins play.
That's true. But he is signed to a faction, so we know at this point. Well, he's another one that has to fly out. So
yeah,
I'm actually kind of surprised because they flew him out for the cutscene, unless he was already out there for something else and he only had time to do a cutscene.
Maybe that's the case. Is he not in California?
I'm pretty sure he lives on the East Coast.
That's weird because I know Chance, if I'm not mistaken, is in Arizona. So he made a hell of a trek. Not like a hell of a trek, but he put his ass in the car for a couple hours to get to film a couple cutscenes. Now, granted, we don't know how many of these are filmed at a clip. I have a feeling this was recorded before the last two Friday Night Titans.
Probably.
And it's based on the way that Ellis introduces Cushing.
Because it's yeah,
it's a lot more
back.
deferential. There's a lot of like, ladies and gentlemen, Rachel the Crusher Cushing is here. More so than the other times. The other times it's like, guys, we got a legend of the game on the desk. What's going on? This one felt very like, welcome.
Yeah.
And out of sequence. It's, I could be completely wrong. These all could have been shot in chronological order, and we were just, fucking throwing darts in a dark room. But yeah, I think here's the other thing, and you got to remember, just because certain players don't play in singles or teams doesn't mean that they're necessarily not going to compete in free-for-all. Lest we forget, Kevin Smets hung out for a couple rounds in free-for-all. What was it? 4.
And he's on the poster for this one.
3.
He's on the poster for this one too.
Yeah, that's true. He is on the poster. Let's do what we did before. Let's take a look at the poster. I forgot that we had art for.
I really thought he was about to be playing in teams for a second.
I did too. I was like, "Oh damn, this is about to be a real good day for Travis."
I was like, "Okay, is either going to be Kevin?" And I was like, "Did they get Dan? Did they pull Dan?"
That'd be one hell of a team. Okay, well, I'm looking at the. Hold on. Well, I'm looking at the Twitter. Can you pull up the Facebook group and tell me what the art is that has Shazam and Corruption on it? Because it's cut off in their Twitter header and I can't read it. What's Free4All number? I can't.
Number. That's it.
I can't make out the bottom part. But anyway, let's get to the Free4All art. So, okay, it's basically everybody who's played already this season.
So they're both next weekend.
Interesting. So yeah, the art, save for, is that the new guy or is that Paul?
That's Paul.
I thought so. Yeah, so save for Paul and Moses, everybody on here has played already this season.
Yeah.
Because we got Clee, we got Paul Preston, KO, Janine.
Has Liz Shannon Miller played? Yeah, she did. Never mind. I lied.
Yeah.
Liz played.
Yeah, JTE, Sam, Bibbs. Bibbs and the Kid. Oh. Did Bibbs play yet?
Yeah, he played Chance.
That's right. He played Chance. That's why I forgot.
Yeah.
So yeah. They don't have. I was going to say they don't have Thomas Harper on here. Otherwise, they have all the champs. So yeah, no, free-for-all is going to be interesting. We got a 40 competitor lineup, which is going to be fun. Travis and I won't be watching it for 2 days until after it aired, like we did for this most recent spectacular. So hold on to your butts for that one. We'll be cranking out a number one contender once we get a chance to watch it. But yeah, I'm super excited for this free-for-all. Anything could happen. Anything can happen here. So yeah, this is a short ass show now. This is such a short show.
I mean, it won't be next week because we have a title match and free-for-all to talk about.
Yeah, next week is not gonna be as fucking breezy. But
one of us is gonna be incredibly upset next week, and then we'll be talking about free-for-all. I feel like here's the thing: if Corruption wins, I'll be upset, but they've won their rematch, and so then they get to play Corruption without this weird. I say weird. stipulation of like if they lose, they break up. Like it will be weird that they'll be playing again. But it is like I understand the point of it. It feels odd to me to like want corruption break up unless they have a storyline planned for Chance somewhere else.
I think they do. I think they might spin. Here's what I think happens. I think if corruption doesn't end up belted, here's my prediction. If they break up, what they're going to do is they're going to spin Chance off into a team with Marisol, so Mike can focus on IG and singles.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
I think that's the most likely conclusion there.
Mm-hmm.
And if he ends up belted, he's belted, at which point he just has to wait for other people to come to him.
Yeah.
And because the other division he's focused on is singles,
it just lines up.
It's just a matter of difference in strategy with Chance. It's not like trying to focus on it's not like he's focusing on two divisions that like one's pulling away from the other. Like if he's already belted an IG and it's just a matter of protecting it. And if they're belted in teams and it's just a matter of protecting it, he can focus on singles. Because at that point, it's just people coming to him. And if he's focused on singles, he's prepared for teams. And I don't think there's I don't think this is debatable. A, he's the IG GOAT, but B, I think he has the best study regimen of anybody in the Inner Geekdom. I think that's really well documented.
Yeah, I think Kevin's back in the fray, and that's got to be scary for him.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not even going to try to front and play the game. You're absolutely right.
And I'm sure there's somebody new for Inner Geekdom we haven't seen yet that's going to be insane because every time we get a new player, Robert is, still out there. He came very close last season. If Mara's still I'm not sure if Mara's in this season.
I'm not sure either. Actually, didn't she get picked up by somebody?
I think she did, but I don't remember. I don't remember a lot of the preseason.
I know it was 1,000 years ago.
I'll be happily surprised if she shows up later.
Yes, yeah, I agree. I'll be happily surprised. But yeah, I think that's all we got for you guys. I'm super
excited.
Short
30 minutes. Nice short 30 minutes.
A nice brisk 30 minutes. Guys, T-Net Movie Club, we're wrapping up So Bad It's Good month this week with Mac and Me. I just finished watching it, and it's the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
That's a lot. That's a high bar, or I guess a low bar. It's a bar. It certainly is a bar that hit you in the face.
It is a bar so low that you need to squeeze under it. And luckily for the titular alien in this movie, he can just flatten himself out at will. So, but yeah, audio commentary for that's going to be out soon. I'm giving to quote my favorite podcast, Knowledge Fight. I'm going to take a little breaky. After I hit stop here, a little breaky for me. Almost fell off the chair because the wheel fell off of this as well, and it's been a long fucking morning, guys. But yeah, Travis, where can the lovely people find you?
They can find me in Pittsburgh this weekend playing Magic the Gathering if they want to come to SCG Con and play children's card games with me. They can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Travis Political, talking about playing children's card games.
That they can. You got to come up and grab some of those clean ass business cards from me.
Yes.
Hand them out. You got to put them in your deck, right? And then just place it. QR
code. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to draw this. And someone would be like, Judge.
Cookie cup emerges from the card. That would be somebody make us custom Magic cards and give us a Cookie Cop one. There was actually something that happened recently on Knowledge Fight with someone made custom Knowledge Fight Magic cards. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at DarkJedi2552, and you can find the Nerd Academy podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on our website, www.thenerdacademypodcast.com, where if you're feeling generous, you can donate to our Patreon.
Give me $1.
Speaking of our patrons, I fucking forgot what Paco's name was. It's like the Save InfoWars thing. I think Paco is listening to Knowledge Fight now. I'm not sure. I think I Knowledge Fight pilled Paco.
Either you did or they already were, and then realized that you did as well, and were like, "Oh, this is an opportunity."
Yeah, or they're just super into Alex Jones memes, which I get. But we have Nick Johnson, whom, speaking of, I talked to our friends at Multiple Fan Base and Comic Book Cast. We are going to be the central hub for another big crossover episode for Multiverse of Madness when we do the review for that. So stay tuned for that. Go check out Nick's podcast. And our other $10 patron, use code TNAP at checkout for $5 off on SafeInfoWars.com. That's $5 off on SafeInfoWars.com if you use code TNAP. Click on the student store link, where if you buy our merch, it will not go to Alex Jones, but it will help us fund this little operation.
T-shirt, tpublic.com.
Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, rate, review, do all the things. Thank you so much for joining us, and smash cancer.
Stop!